今天要玩一下Forget Me Not 调色版. So, as everyone might have guessed, this is not my normal streaming time. It is actually a Thursday, and this is actually going to be a very brief stream. So, I mean, I'm at the same time, while I'm talking, I'm going to be progressing the plot and everything. So it turns out from yesterday's stream, I actually missed a few details about, actually not a few details, I missed an entire epilogue video at the end. I mistook it for the intro video, and so I screwed up and skipped it, and so no one saw it, and so we missed it. So I'm going to make it up to everyone today by getting this started. And the other thing I have to mention is, where's VG person? Yes. I also now have a better, after doing some research, I now have a better idea of what had happened. And I can explain it after we're done, so that way people aren't as confused. But I mean, in the meantime, I'll just be trying to speed my way through to get to that epilogue. Recover. We probably don't need to see this scene again. Oh, we do have to see that scene. Oh well. I'm just gonna do this really quick. This is a kind of a recap of the ending for all of you, since not all of you were able to see it. No matter where, there's no light. I always was all by myself. This whole time, I've always been living by myself. Do you really believe that? Hmm? You place your most important memories and hidden them in the deepest reaches of your heart. You are definitely not alone. You're not alone. We're gonna go through this video. I might as well translate it for you because I can't skip it. Or can I? Oh, I can skip it. Okay, I'm skipping it because we've already seen it from last time. In an effort to save us time to get us to the epilogue video at the end. I don't know if anyone is able to watch. Let's see. Hope everyone can hear me okay from here. Oh my goodness. And here's the big reveal. In any case, as a warning, I'm sure if you are trying to tune in right now to figure out this game, you might as well turn back because you should probably go back all the way to the first broadcast and follow this plot from the beginning. I'll be summarizing the plot today, and so it's huge spoilers if you have not played the game already, and I've already recommended everyone to play the game. And of course, we reveal that Dr. Xian is not really a person. He's a character from he's a fictional character from a TV series. I don't know if anyone is, yeah, the chat's kind of quiet today, but that's alright. It's all good. Yes, this doctor was always getting in trouble. He was the world's best psychiatrist, and he would always be, because he specialized in memories, he was always under threat by bad guys. I just realized we still have to go through the entire segment at the end as well. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to put up with it for a little bit. I think that's enough. You say you want to be like Xian, so that's why you're always imitating the TV. And you were talking about the newspaper, the Central News, but it doesn't exist. It's the Sunlight News, and it's just an old thing. The typewriter, just an ordinary luggage. And so the Xian we've been seeing the whole time is just BD. It's just the room as opposed to BD. In any case, if you're wondering where this room is, it's probably, remember that she always said she was going to, let's see, that she always liked going back to a room in the middle of, in the woods near where she used to live, and I suspect that that's where it is. And she's there now, and she used to go there and play. And you know what she was playing? She was playing pretend psychiatrist. She herself pretended to be Dr. Xian. So this is that abandoned room in the middle of the woods, as you can tell by the fact that it looks very familiar if you were exploring her memories earlier. So in case you're wondering like just where this is where it is. And the Shan we've been facing is BD herself. You know, we never do find out her real name, but I'll explain this as we go. Right, Nishi has to remember the last scene by herself. And, she's going to describe... Here she'll describe her experiences as it went. She took up a dagger to self-defense, and she fought the palm print. I think it was... And it was her father. Her father is Bekter, by the way, in case you were wondering. It is not Masyelt Kalim, and I was right. Because Masyelt Kalim was the person who committed the crime in the first place. And think about it, she wouldn't be the daughter of Masyelt Kalim anyway, because she watched news about that daughter, and it wasn't referring to herself. So you can eliminate that possibility. She's Bekter, the victim of Masyelt Kalim's murder crime a long time ago. And she's the daughter of that man. And this man is Bekter himself. Mr. Bekter. Who also incidentally wrote the Inheritance of Sin, the book, in case you were if we were paying attention to previous broadcasts. But he himself, after he wrote that book, he committed a crime. He took revenge against Masyelt Kalim and his family for basically ruining his life, essentially. And he was thrown in jail. And he was the one that caused... And he was worried because he had committed a crime, his daughter would be influenced. And that's why he came back here. He decided that he had to end the cycle of criminals begetting criminals by killing his own daughter with his own hands. But here BD's being told to go away, to head away, to not listen to the conversation. Not much to say about here, and she heard and she decides that she said, like, I could just ignore it. She hears the revelation that her father came back to try to kill her, to end the cycle of criminals begetting criminals, according to the theory that he himself was a believer in. Since he wrote about that stuff in the Inheritance of Sin book, and he's part of a society that's trying to create a world where crime doesn't exist by killing off by stopping offspring of criminals from committing crime, becoming criminals themselves. The way they did it was, if you erase the child's memory, they can't remember that their parents were criminals, so they're less likely to become criminals themselves. And so apparently Zebuel was created for this utopian society or whatever, of like, oh, there won't be criminals because we've stopped all possibility of crime being made. But, you know, it sounds good in theory, but in any case, so BD's father was killed. It's almost certain that BD's father was killed here, but we don't know if it was BD herself or her mother that did that. And with the investigators saying, like, well, I'll leave the child to you. The plan was somewhat successful, but sometimes there are exceptions that happen from the outside. Using the medicine to take away a child's memory, her childhood memories, in order to bestow upon them a new life. I know that this is what he refers to multiple people, so I'm pretty sure it's BD's mom and dad were into the plan itself. This is in order to have a society where there is no chance of a criminal begetting a criminal, and that's why they made this plan, is what he's saying. But a BD is still a BD after all. Even if you use medicine, they will still be able to restore them. They still have the possibility of restoring their memories. This is a room. This is our system. This system's room for improvement. Of course, Meaty's mom isn't gonna go with this plan anymore, and you kill the other person who made the plan. Just what are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? And so here is where she, by killing him, BD's mom herself has a bounty that is roughly 4 times the bounty of 4 times the salary of an average citizen. That's her bounty on her head after she killed that guy, the 50-year-old man, the one who was also in on the plan to prove that theory out. And she asks, "What do you want to do, BD? Are you gonna? You could either join us, or you could get caught by the police and go back to that life, I guess." Of course. She opens her eyes. "If we're going to escape, we're going to escape to the 4 corners of the world. Wouldn't you say so, Mother?" Anyway, that's where you revealed it's BD's mom. Well then, let's go. From this point on, now this is a true beginning. After these credits, we'll be discussing the... After these credits will be the real epilogue, and I will translate it as we go. It's a FMV, so I won't be able to pause the text, so I'll have to talk to it at the same time. Sean. I have to look up the actors and actresses. After this. Original creator, Ishikawa. And you know what's sad? What I'm gonna miss about this game is just I'm not gonna be able to use my really nice the serene BD overlay we've been using for the chat. We're gonna be replacing it with the real one when Paper Mario begins on Monday. Yeah, it's probably too loud for me to talk too much right now, and I'm gonna save my words from after the epilogue because I feel like you guys should see it first. I'll just leave it for you guys to watch. And if you're wondering, yes, you can still... Although most of these credits are actually in Japanese, but the actual descriptions of things are in Chinese as translation. There's a success company, which is the distributor. And of course, the publisher here is Enterbrain themselves, written in katakana. Is Enderbrain still around now that I think about it? Okay, well anyway. Important time. This is now the time for Sean's last epilogue MV. He's still typing away. I remember, in biology, memories were defined as such. Because could be one day it could be used again, so it's a thing that was not willing to throw away. This time, what she needed it was memories she wasn't that weren't willing to be thrown away. To speak off the topic, have you ever drawn a painting? It's because I only have 8 colors. So picking the color I want is a very difficult task. On my palette are only 8 colors. red, blue, green, and there is no color that is unnecessary. All of those are colors that are necessary. That is to say, well, it's just like that. Perhaps the time when I will be needed will come again. At that time, first I will gather all the memories she has unintentionally thrown away. I expect that that someday I will be able to see you all again. So until that time, please don't forget me. Janos B. Xian. I like how he's still typing. He's walking away. And that's it. That's the epilogue video, in case that we missed last time from Wednesday's broadcast. I mean, it's not particularly not super important, but let's see. It's still something where the persona of Xian is sort of like her, kind of like her own, the guardian in her own mind. And so he, as you know, he says that there's no like. He says like the reason he appeared was so that she was able to restore her memories that she wasn't willing to throw away. And he says that all of her memories are important, and he'll continue to guard the memory she unintentionally discards, because as he said, the nature of memories that people are always going to discard memories because it's kind of like a storage, and so it's kind of tying into the intro there. And so that's pretty much the end of the game, guys. I mean, this epilogue's probably not going to change how I feel, but I do feel like it kind of brings everything to a close with the ending and the intro tied together.